Good evening. So, this look, the camera, with the video of what you're watching, is actually all tungsten lighting and a landscape setting on my 50 millimeter lens. Say that 3 times fast. Can't do it. 50 millimeter, 50 millimeter, 50 millimeter. All right. It's kind of interesting. I'm trying to judge whether or not I like the coloring. Of course, I'll probably do that after, so there's no need to do it now. Anyway, how did my last day go? Aren't you curious? I bet you can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to tell it. Here it is. I went to a rehearsal last night. Went to a rehearsal here in town. I got to find a way to get there on time. I mean, it's 5 minutes away, and I still can't get there on time. I don't know what it is about me. If my life depended on it, I couldn't get there on time. And that's an expression you hear an awful lot. And I say it a lot. But think about it. If my life depended on it, I can't make the time to get there? Come on. I don't know. I can never, ever estimate how long something is going to take me. That's the problem. I don't like to waste a minute of time. You know, I like to try to get everything done that I can. And every time I think, all right, I have 20 minutes till I have to do this. I have 30 minutes. I have an hour, and I plan. I'm gonna pick a thing and spend that whole hour just focused on that thing, and I'm never finished. I never finish on time and give myself enough time to get ready to go do whatever it is I need to go do. I never budget right. Doesn't matter what I think of, what I try to plan out. As far as time goes, I can't do it. I don't understand. Everything takes longer. Maybe it's age. I don't know. Anyway, so I got to find a way to get there on time. Rehearsal was pretty good. It was a pretty fun rehearsal. The other thing is I'm not able to find what the director is looking for yet, apparently. I mean, I just judging by the comments that he's making, but you know, some of them are a little bit premature. I mean, he's worried about my body language, which honestly I have not even started to think about yet for the character, because I'm holding a book in my hand and just reading from it, moving through my blocking and trying to gain an understanding of my intonation of my lines and understanding what's, you know, basically how everybody else is coming across to me and how I'm supposed to feel about it. So I'm not really thinking about what my body's doing, although I probably have like this natural jittery, you know, I always feel like, you know, like I'm on the edge. I can't wait. I'm performing. I don't know what it is. So I feel a little pumped up when I'm at rehearsals. Maybe I got to calm down. Maybe that's it. I think it's just too many movements, too much movement, which it's understandable. I mean, when I'm performing, it doesn't exist because I take time. I watch videos of myself and everything about my body language, but it's just a little soon for me. Anyway, hopefully I can find what the director's looking for, because I do think this will be a very good show. I think it'd be very funny if I ever, you know, break these habits of mine and find the character that the director is looking for. But speaking of, I'm going to be going away to North Conway this weekend, which I got to get up Saturday. You know, I got to be on the road by like 2 so I can get there for rehearsal. I'm going to stay overnight, and then I got rehearsal first thing Sunday morning, to which I'll be coming home and going back to rehearsal Sunday night down here. So my days are pretty full right now, you know, when you think about it. I got the rehearsal. I've got 5 rehearsals in 4 days. And then the rest of the time, you know, I mean, I've got work and a few, you know, internships and a few other things that I'm working on. So I don't really have a lot of time. You know, people ask me to go do things this weekend. I just don't think I can do it. It's a damn shame too. But anyway, things will work out. You know what I forgot to mention? Last weekend when I was driving back home from North Conway, listen to this. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. I saw snowflakes. Okay, there were snowflakes coming down in New Hampshire last weekend. Now, you go back 2 weeks, it was over 80 degrees. Okay, I couldn't sleep. It was so hot, I wanted to freaking rip my skin off. Okay, it was that hot. And I seen snowflakes a couple weeks later. What is going on? Can somebody tell me? I mean, is this climate change real? You know, I mean, like, yeah, there's studies that show a lot of different things. And what is it related to? The oceans? The sun? The ozone? I don't know. But it's really weird up here in New England, I'll have to tell you. You know, snow, 80 degrees. Snow, 80 degrees. Matter of fact, I think there was 2 different days where there was actually snowflakes. I don't know. There's strange things going on the planet, though. I tell you, there was a earthquake in Indonesia this morning, last night, something like that. And what I understand, it's probably measured once they get the final tally in. It could be like the 8th largest in all of history. So, I mean, I'm sure it's going to cause some catastrophic damage at some point. The tsunami warnings and all that. But you know, there's been a lot more earthquake activity, and you know, I mean, if we looked at tectonics, you know, plate tectonics, there's probably a lot of things that are going on. And you know, it's 2012, you know, it's that, you know, the end of the Mayan calendar year, but you know, the poles of the earth could be shifting, who knows. Anyway, just fun things to think about for Wednesday morning. I think that's what it is. I tell you, you know, last night the Celtics beat the Heat, and that's amazing. Like, they are just playing fantastic basketball, and I think I like, you know, not only their style. I mean, they're just not running up and down the court, but they are saving their legs. I mean, like, it's kind of like you watched what happened to them in the playoffs the last couple of years. They just ran out of gas. I mean, like, injuries had something to do with it, and some foul trouble, but their legs gave out on them. I mean, it was plain to see that they were tired. I think I like their approach that they're going at it this year. I think playoffs are going to go pretty well for the Celtics this year. Hopefully the Red Sox can get their asses in gear, as the Bruins again have. But sports is always wonderful up in this area. Titletown, baby. Anyway, yeah, you know what else happened? I was bringing up the news on Sunday, which was Easter. Mike Wallace actually died. And, you know, I mean, I usually don't talk about just, you know, deaths of celebrities. But, you know, I had like a modicum of respect for him as a journalist, just because of, you know, he took on a lot of people, you know, celebrity sports stars, you know, just lots of political figures, and he asked a lot of tough questions. You know, you don't always have to agree with somebody to have respect for him, but the guy was really good at what he did, you know, and he did it for a long time, and yeah, I think you have to respect that too. But you know, I always think about him. You know, there was that song, the very first video ever played on MTV, you know, Video Killed the Radio Star. He gets mentioned in that song, you know, which for some reason it just, I don't know what it is, but it kind of like, I don't know, iconicizes him. I don't even know if that's a word, iconicize. It sounds good right now. But yeah, he's just one of those guys that he's like a mainstay in media. I don't know. It's too bad. You know, he seemed like he would have been a cool guy to talk to or learn from, you know. But yeah, so at work last night, this is funny. Now, this kind of, a lot of people talk about, you know, autocorrect. You got that damn you autocorrect. Well, there's a situation that one of my coworkers was telling me about last night, that we have a lot of our nursing homes that are doing everything more online. You know, there's websites designed specifically by our company to help provide better service to some of our nursing facilities. And you know, a lot of emails get transferred back and forth, you know, in the forms of, you know, in orders and all kinds of other things that need to, you know, requests of service, you know, from the facility to our facility. And there was one facility that we weren't getting any email from. And it's funny what the reason was for it not happening. The name of the facility is Hancock, you know. And you think, I mean, you could John Hancock, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of a common name, you know, for the Boston area. And for some reason, if you use autocorrect, it kind of fills in little dots whenever there's a bad word or whatever. And And a lot of email filters kind of do the same thing. They look for keywords. Well, email filter on our computer system, it didn't like the word cock in Hancock, so all that email was blocked. Just a funny situation. Maybe it's just because we don't have a lot to laugh about. Maybe it's childish. Maybe it's not appropriate for all ages, as some people would like to point out. But we love them anyway, don't we? It's humor. It's not for everybody. Maybe not for anybody. Anyway, so, oh, you know what else we were talking about last night, which was kind of funny? One of my coworkers said, you know what the ideal job would be? Cult leader. Cult leader would be the ideal job because, it's like recession proof. You don't need a lot of study to be able to become this position, and you think of all the materials that you need to read. You only really need to study one book, and you don't even need to know it completely, just be able to recite from it or quote from it when need be. And it wouldn't matter if there was a recession. It pays a great deal. As a matter of fact, everybody would give you all their belongings, and you just get to tell people what to do. Cult leader. I'm going to actually look into that. I wish my guidance counselor would have brought that up, because I might have wanted to consider that, at a younger age. Maybe I would have been more well suited for it today. But, sometimes you miss the boat on things, and I think that's what happened to me. Anyway, I think I've been going on long enough, and I'm going to put an end to yet another episode of As My Scotty Turns. Good night.